Hello everybody, it's me Trish and this is the part 2 of the New York City vlog diaries. So, Auntie Welda and Uncle Arthur decided to bring us here in Dumbo for dinner. Dumbo is an acronym for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. It's such a beautiful view and we took some photos in the cobblestones. The night lights look really great and it really sends out the vibe that it is the city that never sleeps. We went inside this Time Out Market in New York. This is a bi-level waterfront hangout that showcases a curated lineup of local food and drink, plus cultural events. Its 21 restaurants represent the best of the city under one roof. They have this terrace that overlooks the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge. It was really nice that we saw the Manhattan skyline at night. This is located at 55 Water Street, Brooklyn, New York. We went inside and ordered at this pizza restaurant called Fornino. They serve wood-fired brick oven pizza and their menu traces the progression of pies from original versions made in Naples to modern-day inventions with toppings such as truffle cream and speck. We ordered their margarita classica and spinach pizza with their fried calamari. It tasted different, unique, and really good. I love their calamari. Time Out Market also includes a stage that hosts live performances, games, and talks. We had so much fun walking around Brooklyn at night. We then headed home. We stayed here in Auntie Welda and Uncle Arthur's house. Thank you for being hospitable, cool, and for showing us some of your favorite places here in New York City. Today we're heading to Gantry Park for the second time because we wanted to ride the ferry to see the famous bridges up close. A little background info for us. Gantry Plaza State Park is named for the large restored gantries that stand as the centerpiece of the park. Although the area surrounding the gantries has been revitalized, the structures serve as a reminder of the area's significant industrial history. Originally built in 1925, these industrial monuments were once used to load and unload rail car floats and barges for transport between Queens and Manhattan. We're taking the New York City ferry in the East River route starting from where we are right now at Hunters Point South. This route has 7 stops and we plan to get off only at Dumbo and Wall Street, which is the last stop. That's the Empire State Building right there. We walked around the park to take some photos and just appreciating the Manhattan skyline. I went to buy tickets for the ferry and we lined up so we could get seats on the second floor of the ferry because the view looks awesome there. This is us waving from the ferry. This was the first stop of the ferry at East 34th Street. The bridge that we are seeing right now is the Williamsburg Bridge, originally known as the East River. It is a suspension bridge in New York City over the East River, connecting Brooklyn's Williamsburg area to Lower East Side of Manhattan at Delancey Street, and was the second one built across the East River. This next one is the beautiful Manhattan Bridge. We're now seeing Brooklyn Bridge. I've read that Brooklyn Bridge opened on May 24, 1883, and it was the first fixed crossing of the East River. It was also the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time of its opening. It was originally called the New York and Brooklyn Bridge or the East River Bridge, but was officially renamed the Brooklyn Bridge in 1915. We got off to walk around Brooklyn and saw a bunch of cute restaurants. Some of it I remember seeing in a movie, but I can't quite figure it out. We went back and headed for the last stop. We are now walking in the Wall Street area and just appreciating the vibes and architecture of the buildings when we suddenly saw this statue. The Charging Bull, also referred to as the Wall Street Bull, is a massive 7,100-pound bronze sculpture located in the financial district in New York City. I've read that the bull is intended to represent prosperity and strength of an optimistic future for the American economy. The power and vitality of a bull market is represented in the bull. We walked a couple blocks more to visit the One World Trade Center, formerly called the Freedom Tower during initial planning stages. It's not only the tallest building in New York or the fourth tallest in the world. Its importance lies in its emotional value. The tower is located on the site previously occupied by the Twin Towers, destroyed in the terrorist attack of September 11, 2001. We also went to visit the 9/11 Memorial. It is a tribute of remembrance honoring the 2,977 people killed in the terror attacks of September 11, 2001, at the World Trade Center site near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and at the Pentagon, as well as the 6 people killed in the World Trade Center bombing on February 26, 1993. We went back to Westfield to look around for a bit, and then we took the subway to the next part of our itinerary. We took took a stroll here in New York's Little Italy. It was nice seeing a bunch of mini Italian restaurants everywhere you look. Like literally, there were tables stretching out to the road and they set it up like extensions with roof and tables with candles. It was a whole thing and it was really cute. At this point, we were just looking for a subway stop and also a grocery store to pick something up, and we saw this little mulberry market. Here's us having breakfast with the family, and I just want to say that Uncle Arthur's cooked dishes are amazing. After eating, we went ahead to start another day of packed itinerary schedule. This is us walking to Central Park. I've mentioned this in part 1, and I gotta say, this is so much bigger than Bryant Park. Like, I could literally get lost in this place. It is arguably one of the most famous parks in the world. Central Park is a man-made wonder. Central Park is an urban park between the Upper West Side and the Upper East Side neighborhoods of Manhattan in New York City. This is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, sometimes referred to as the Met. It is the largest art museum in the Americas and 4th largest in the world. Its collections include 1.5 million works of art spanning 5,000 years of world culture, from prehistory to the present and from every part of the globe. This is where the Met Gala or Met Ball takes place. So a lot of celebrities with iconic outfits gather here to raise money for the Metropolitan Museum's Costume Institute. We walked back Central Park to its Bethesda Terrace. We saw the lakes and Bethesda Fountain. The gorgeous focal point of the Bethesda Terrace is one of the largest fountains in New York, measuring 26 feet high by 96 feet wide. It is one of the most well-known fountains in the world, and the statue at its center was the only sculpture to have been commissioned as a part of Central Park's original design. There's a lot of movie scenes taken in the Bethesda Fountain, like the end scenes of The Avengers or Giselle's song in Enchanted, or a scene of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Strawberry Fields is a 2.5-acre landscaped section that is dedicated to the memory of former Beatles member John Lennon. It is named after the Beatles song Strawberry Fields Forever. The Roosevelt Island Tramway is an aerial tramway that crosses the East River in New York City, connecting Roosevelt Island to the Upper East Side of Manhattan. This is also the same tramway where Spider-Man and the Green Goblin fought in the Spider-Man movie. They also showed the Roosevelt Island in the scenes. We were looking for somewhere to eat lunch when we got off, but I don't really know how we got here in Cornell University's cafeteria. Anyways, we ordered their ready-made rice meals. After eating, we walked to the Franklin D. Roosevelt Four Freedoms Park. It is a 4-acre memorial to Franklin D. Roosevelt that celebrates the 4 freedoms he articulated in his 1941 State of the Union address. really wanted to visit Washington Square Park because this is where an iconic scene from one of my favorite movies, When Harry Met Sally, was taken. It's also well known for its arc honoring George Washington, the man for whom the park is named, and its fountain. The arc's elder by 43 years and a popular meeting spot. Washington Square Park also houses several other monuments and facilities. We then took the subway to Grand Central Station and look around more. A little background for us, Grand Central Station is globally recognized as a center of transportation, civic architecture, and commerce. This is the main concourse ceiling. The iconic zodiac ceiling features 12 gold leaf constellations and 2,500 stars. A fun fact is that this zodiac was painted backwards. Grand Central's founder Cornelius Vanderbilt claimed this was to give the viewer the divine perspective. We are now in the streets of New York City's Chinatown. It's so nice how New York City welcomes so many different cultures and races. Before going home, we bought this delicious steamed pork buns from Mei Lai Wa. It's famous for its fresh pork buns and other Chinese foods. I personally loved the steamed pork buns because I missed it a lot. I used to eat it a lot when I was in the Philippines. That's it for our New York City tour. I hope you had fun strolling with me to see the tourist attractions, food places, and fun stuff here in New York City. I love you guys. Bye!